Hello, welcome to the Mighty Dolphin XD experience. I will be your host, Bill. And no, you cannot get rid of me unless you've completed the video at least once. I will always be watching. Yeah, just... Hello everybody, my name is Bill the Mighty Dolphin, and today we will be taking a look at Detroit Become Human. Released in April 2018 by Quantic Dreams, Detroit is an interactive drama where you take control of three separate characters, Kara, Connor, and Marcus, making choices that affect the story. It was recently re-released on PC, so that's how I got to play it, along with Quantic Dreams' two other popular games, Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain. Now this game is an obvious allegory for slavery and racism. It is not very subtle on that front. Now I feel it was a very appropriate time to re-release this one specifically, given what's currently going on in the media. But that's another one of 2020's dumpster fires I'm not gonna touch. Now, I'm not here to talk about moral choices or allegorical racism. I'm here to make fun of a story and gameplay and nitpick things that probably don't matter in the grand scheme of things. I mean, what else am I gonna do? Contribute to society? Hell no.
Usually spoilers, play the game if you don't want to be spoiled.
The game opens up with...
Hello. Welcome to the Detroit Experience. I'm an android and I'll be your hostess.
A woman! This is Chloe. She's just there the whole game, occasionally commenting on your choices. She'll sometimes ask you questions like, do you want to take the survey, or are we friends? Well, that's totally the only time I've been friend-zoned by a woman. They usually run away screaming. Actually starting the game, we meet our boy, Connor, who's dealing with a hostage situation as a rogue android or deviant, no, not deviant art, has taken a little girl hostage, and it's our job to rescue her. And this opening is great. It's fast-paced, intense, and shows you how the choice system in-game actually affects the story.
Unlike other games who claim to have choices and stories that affect it.
I get close enough to the deviant before he jumps off the roof to get it to the little girl and save her, but Connor ends up falling as well. Next we meet Kara, who is just getting repaired and taken home by Todd to take care of his daughter Alice. Turns out Todd sucks, so Kara and Alice skedaddle. Next we meet Marcus, who works for an artist named Carl. He seems pretty happy with this life. Let's see how long that takes before that goes to hell. Not too long, apparently. Back to Connor, who's looking for Lieutenant Anderson, whom I'm just gonna call Mr. Krabs because that's his voice actor.
Join me, Bob! I've seen horrible things that nobody should ever see!
They go to investigate a murder, and now comes my favorite part of the game, the detective levels. These are just a blast to play through. You find and analyze clues, reconstruct the murder scene. It's great. We find the murderer, who's a deviant, and interrogate him where...
28 samples!
We get a confession out of it before it kills itself. Did I forget to mention how dark this game is? And we discover the deviant's calling card, RA9, or, for lack of a better term, Robot Jesus. Kara and Alice stay in a hotel, but Connor and Krabs are hot on their tail. There's a chase, and here's where I'll mention that the main gameplay is QuickTime events, but they actually work really well. They're intense and fast. This game is really immersive, using control sticks and buttons to simulate movements of whatever you're doing, like opening a door. Yeah, sometimes this game is kind of door opening simulator, though. Am having fun is much intensity. Am have soul. Am not dying inside. Kara escapes, and that's pretty much about the last time those two interact. Marcus has an Ultron reawakening and has to find a place named Jericho. He finds it and discovered it's where deviants go to hide. They decide to rob a warehouse for spare parts. Back to Connor, another deviant is on the loose, and it's up to our team of detectives to find him, and my computer almost crashed because of all the damn birds! We give chase to the deviant, but he knocks over Krabs, and I decide to save him instead of pursue the android, because I need that Krabby Patty secret formula. Back to Kara and Alice, they go to this guy's house who says he can help get androids away, But turns out he is an evil liar. They escape, and his bot, Luther, decides to join the party. Back to Connor, who needs Lieutenant Krabs for a mission. He naturally breaks into his house to wake him up. Lieutenant. Also, you can pet the dog. 10 out of 10, best game ever. They head to, for all the kids watching, I'm just gonna call it a Chuck E. Cheese, where, surprise, surprise, another person's been murdered by, you guessed it, another deviant.
What a twist!
They track down the deviant to a storage closet where...
Rounding the corner with a bunch of lesbians! Here we are! Can you handle it?
Marcus and the gang decide to broadcast their demands to the human race by hijacking a tower.
I've come to make an announcement.
Connor and Krabs investigate the situation, but nothing really too big happens, except the Matrix. Kara meets Rose, who can get them to Canada, but the police end up showing up, and they have to act natural so that he doesn't suspect anything. Act natural. Got it. Kara and Luther finally make it to Jericho, where it's revealed that Alice is actually an android. Connor confronts Marcus, and here's the point in the story where your choices really affect the outcome. Connor here can either become a deviant or remain a machine. I chose to have Connor stay on the human side, and then Jericho proceeded to explode. It's up to Marcus to make a choice for the finale of the game, to either protest peacefully or attack humanity. But knowing who's playing this right now, what do you think I did?
No.
Kara and Alice try to get to the bus, but they spot Luther and try to save him. But I messed up the QuickTime event and got the three of them killed in a robot concentration camp. Whoops. Marcus attacks the camp, but Connor shows up and they fight. Connor wins, Marcus dies, and the Robo-Revolution is stopped. Well, that was dark. Here, have a video of some pugs I take care of. Hello, puggies. Hi. How are you? So, I clearly got one of the worst endings in the game. But you can go back to certain points in the story and change your decisions. So, let's do that. This time, Marcus chooses to protest peacefully, but still ends up dying. This time, Kara and Alice make it to the bus stop, and Todd shows up, where he actually gets some emotional reconciliation. Which, I like that. This is a sweet moment. They actually make it to the border, but this time, Kara has to sacrifice herself to get Alice across to Canada. Well, that was ending 2. Let's go one more, just for the heck of it. This time, Connor joins Marcus. Marcus attacks again, but this time, he wins. Connor heads to the CyberLife Tower to get more recruits, where he encounters another Connor.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
They get into a fight, Krabs ends up getting the gun, and oh god, we're not doing this cliche, are we?
It's me, Hank. I'm the real Connor.
We answer some questions, and the fake Connor dies. Connor and Marcus meet up, where Marcus gives a big speech about how they won and how they are now free. And we end there knowing that androids and humans can live together in harmony now. I think it's obvious the message this game is trying to send. It's a cautionary tale about treating others like people, even if they're different. Which is a message we all need to heed. But aside from that, it's just a blast to play through. Even if it does jump the shark a bit, it's fun to get attached to these characters and heartbreaking when they die, knowing it was your choices that led to that outcome. And knowing how if you chose differently, you could have saved them. And that was Detroit Become Human. It's just a blast to play through, even if the story is a bit ridiculous when you think about it. But I'm just glad we have time like this to sit down and play video games and nothing crazier or horrifying is going on in the outside world.
Nothing at all.